You know how in the Beyblade anime the players somehow communicate with their Beyblades and make them just go around in all sorts of directions, and how in reality when we spin it, it simply just spins in one direction. It spins in a circle unless it hits something else, and then it just moves a bit, but again it keeps on spinning in that same complete same direction. So, Takara made another version of this Beyblade, and in this particular version, what they did is that they made it possible for us to control it remotely. Like how you must have heard of remote control cars and remote control helicopters, but this is a remote controlled Beyblade. So, I know it sounds a bit easy, but it's not as easy as the remote control cars and all those things, because in that maybe perhaps this is the car and only the wheels have to be moving, but in the Beyblade it's like completely spinning all the time, right? So to make it remotely controllable, that is difficult, but somehow they pulled it off. So this in my hand, if you can see, this is an RC Beyblade. This is an example of an RC Beyblade. So this is a Dragoon V2's RC version, and this actually appeared in the anime once, in some of the final battles. This was introduced, and in the anime it is just simply known as a Dragoon V2 with an alternate base. So pretty much that is the only difference. So the base is the place where the batteries and the remote control parts are all located. So you can control this one based on the control you give it through the launcher. So the launcher also acts as the remote controller. This is the first time this model was ever shown in the anime, but no details are given on the upgrades done.
No time.
Well, it's a good thing I took care of it then.
You did?
Want a tune-up for Dragoon as well, so I did one last night.
Spoke too soon then, didn't I? Chief, you are the chief. All right.
Still can't defeat you.
I guess.
So what does the official rulebook say about fighting an android, AJ?
You got me stumped, Brad.
Wait a second, Hooky Dinah! It looks like Zio has just KO'd Dragoon! Whoa, baby! I think I just heard the fat lady sing! Good night for Tyson, last year's world champ!
Not so fast, bro. Tyson's back in action.
Wham, bam, Zio's the man, AJ! Just look at him attack Tyson's Dragoon!
You're right, Brad. This battle is up for grabs.
This is one seesaw scrap! One amazing bout, a catch me if you can battle!
A few minutes ago it was Tyson, but now Zio has come back big time.
Well, hush my mouth, Zio's going for a piggyback ride on Tyson's blade!
Dragoon! Oh my Dragoon! Hyper Victory Tornado Attack!
It looks like the boys are pulling out all this.
Let's take a closer look at this Beyblade now. So I bought this second-hand from an online seller, and if you can see, there are some damages to the weight disc on its side. So if you can see, there are some damages. If I look closely enough, there are some damages to the metal over here, but it's not completely damaged, but some bits and pieces of the metal coating is missing. Other than the weight discs, almost all the stickers are present, and it looks fairly in a good condition, at least on the outside. So if we look at the base again, the stickers are all present, and this is the RC component of this Beyblade, the radio control or remote control component. This is where all the action happens. So you can see it is pretty much quite big compared to the normal Beyblades. I think this can be comparable to the Dragoon G, but I don't have that one with me, so I can't really compare. The tip of this particular Beyblade is made of plastic. It looks like it's made of rubber, but it's actually made of plastic, and it is a flat tip. Now that we got a look around, let's try and take this apart to see what are the different parts of this particular Beyblade. So the attack ring comes off like how it normally would. If I just twist it and just pull it off, the attack ring is the same as the normal Dragoon V2 one, exactly the same. The stickers are the same, the plastic is the same, the design is the same. So the only major difference is coming in the weight disc and the base. So if we look at this part, we can see that this is a complete one part. You can't remove it unless without removing the screws we can't remove it. The stickers that are inside are pretty damaged, and if you see here it's written 35 megahertz, so that is the frequency in which this Beyblade operates. All the other versions of the RC Beyblades have different frequencies on them. And if you see, the weight disc has these two pointy things, so which reminds me of the 10 wide weight disc from Dragoon Victory. So if I just place it on top of this one, you can see how the design is matching exactly with the plastic weight disc of the Dragoon V2 RC. Called it a plastic weight disc because this is in fact a plastic weight disc, because even though it looks like it has two weight discs, actually only one of them is metal, the other one is only plastic. And I think the paint has gone, otherwise it would look more silver. Right now it's looking a bit more white. And let me just show you the actual weight disc of the Dragoon V2, which is the magnet weight disc, which was coming with the normal V2. So it would look somewhat like this. Let me just place it on my hand. Yeah, this is what usually it would look like from the top, but the RC version does not have the black magnet weight disc. Let's put this Beyblade back together, and then let's take a look at the important part of this Beyblade, which is its tip. So the tip of this Beyblade is having a motor inside. So as you can imagine, when the motor spins, it controls the Beyblade. So this tip is having a spring inside it, because without the spring, when the Beyblade is launched, if it hits the floor or if it hits the stadium too hard, it might break the motor. So to avoid that, a spring is kept. It is a strong spring, so it won't be bouncing when you are launching it. So if you can look at these two ports on the bottom, these are the ports for the charging terminal, which is used to charge this Beyblade. So there are no separate batteries that has to be inserted. This is a rechargeable battery, and if you can see, there is some green substance inside these ports, so which I'm guessing is the battery acid corrosion, which probably happened because the battery has leaked, because it is quite old, right? So we can only find out if I actually just take it apart and open it, which is exactly what we are going to do. So there are these two screws over here, so I'm going to remove these two and see. There are another two screws on the top where the spin gear is supposed to be, but I'm going to leave it as such, and I'm just going to open these two ones on the sides. And if I just open it from here, we can see some components. The wires are at the top. I think that must be the antenna at the top, and there is a spring inside, and yes, we can see the motor, and it's not looking really good because it is covered in that green substance. So there is another chipboard, and I can't seem to open it completely. It looks like it's attached on that end. I don't think I should be using too much force because I don't want to damage it, but from initial looks it looks pretty damaged, and I don't have the launcher, so even if I'm able to fix it somehow without the launcher, I don't think I'll be able to show you how it functions. So the way, I'm not going to take a risk, and I'm just going to leave it as such. So let's put it back, let's screw it back, and we'll see how this Beyblade performs on the stadium. And while I'm putting it back, let me tell you the real reason behind me not trying to use force to open this completely. So when this released in the anime in 2003 or something, right, I really liked this model, and I tried to make this model out of the duplicate Beyblades that I had. So getting this real one in hand is really special to me, and I want to preserve it in whatever condition it currently is. So one more thing I have to say before we test it in the stadium is that they made one small blunder in this design, because this is supposed to be a left spin Beyblade, because the attack ring in Dragoon is left spin, but they designed the base so that it is a right spin. So instead of spinning left, it spins like this, and when it spins like that, it's pretty useless because there is no attack power. Also, after a lot of searching, I found this video online of a person trying to run such a similar Beyblade. So as you can see, the Beyblade was getting charged in this launcher, and you can see how the tip spins according to the controls given in the launcher. because I don't have the remote control launcher, we won't be able to do some fancy moves, but we can just try launching it with a normal right spin launcher, and because it is a bit heavy, I think it will perform quite well. Okay, let me show you another angle. To say though, from this angle it looks exactly like how it was shown in the anime. The designers either way did a good job, but I think either way they made the real model first and then they put it in the anime, so I guess I can't really say anything about that. That's enough for the solo test. Let's try it in a battle against Warburg 2. Even more attack power because of its weight. I think it's able to win. Let me try launching it first this time. Fine, now that this is settled, let's try for a tougher opponent. Let's go for the Trigger V2. That proper attack connects from trigger V2, there is no escaping that. Either way, I don't think we'll get a much better result without me having to find someone who can assist me to launch it side by side. So until then, I think this will suffice. So there are a few drawbacks to this, as I've heard, because I've heard that with continuous use the battery inside won't last for more than a few months, and the spring on this motor here, right? So after continuous launches, this shock absorber will get damaged and it won't be sticking out like this. It'll go down when the force comes, and I have seen a few pictures of other models which are having damages on this part. So when this part is getting damaged, it means that this tip must be going inside. So I have a few pictures of that, so I'll be showing it right here. So that is the problem, but either way, I think the one that I have my hands on right now is a good, at least for a display purpose, it's a good model. For something that was built in the early 2000s, I think Takara did a great job on the design and the function of this Beyblade. I'm a bit sad that I won't be able to see the function firsthand because I don't have the launcher, but still. I think with the current technology they'll be able to make this even more efficient by making the base even smaller, just so that it looks like the normal one.